Have you ever wondered if that old coin in your pocket or collection could be worth a fortune? Some rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, making them some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable coins and what makes them worth so much. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Let's dive in. Our first coin is one of the most sought-after silver dollars ever minted by the United States. The Eisenhower $1 from 1974, specifically the large date variety with the elusive D mint mark error in fine condition. This particular coin has been attracting major attention in the auction world, and it's not difficult to see why. Let's start with the historical context. The Eisenhower $1 coin was introduced in 1971 to commemorate the life and legacy of the 34th President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower. At the time of its release, the United States was transitioning from the use of silver in coinage, and the coin was initially issued in 40% silver content. This was part of a broader initiative by the U.S. Mint to phase out silver from most of its coinage in the early 1970s, following the decline of silver's value. The coin features an obverse design of Eisenhower's portrait by Frank Gasparo, who was the chief engraver at the U.S. Mint. On the reverse, we find an eagle landing on the moon, symbolizing the U.S. victory in the space race and the Apollo 11 moon landing, which took place in 1969. However, there's a twist in the story when it comes to the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, particularly in the large date variety. The 1974 large date is distinguished by the larger numbers in the date, which were intended to make the coin easier to read. But what sets this coin apart in the collector world is the D error mint mark. Some of these coins were mistakenly struck with a D mint mark, even though they were supposed to be struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark. This error is a highly coveted feature among collectors, as it is rare and can significantly increase the coin's value. Now, let's talk about the market value. The 1974 large date with the D error mint mark in fine condition is one of the most valuable Eisenhower dollars in existence. Due to its rarity, historical significance, and the error involved, this coin has fetched prices in the auction market well over $300,000. It's not just about the silver content or the historical imagery. It's the fact that this coin holds a very special place in U.S. coinage history. The high value is driven by the fact that very few of these error coins were minted, and even fewer have survived in such good condition. As a result, collectors are willing to pay a premium to own one, making it a highly desirable piece for those who want to add a true gem to their collections. In terms of mintage, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the D error is estimated to have been minted in very limited quantities, with some sources estimating that only a few hundred of these error coins were struck. This low mintage, combined with the error itself, makes this coin a prized possession for advanced collectors and investors alike. The design features on this coin are also significant. The obverse of the coin, featuring President Eisenhower, reflects the nation's respect for the legacy of the late president. The reverse, with the eagle landing on the moon, is a powerful symbol of the U.S.'s achievements in space exploration. This design, coupled with the rare mint mark error, makes this coin not only a piece of U.S. history but a work of art that reflects the ambition and ideals of the era. As for collector interest, the 1974 Eisenhower dollar with the D mint mark error continues to be a hot topic among coin collectors. The fact that it is both a historical artifact and a rare error coin makes it a focal point in auctions and private sales. Whether you are a longtime collector or a newcomer to the hobby, this coin is sure to impress with its combination of rarity, historical value, and striking design. First up, the James Monroe. Gold-plated $1 coin is a piece of U.S. history that holds immense value, despite its often deteriorated condition. To fully appreciate this coin's worth, it's important to first understand who James Monroe was and the legacy he left behind. Born in 1758, Monroe served as the 5th President of the United States from 1817 to 1825. He was one of the founding fathers, and his time in office is best known for the Monroe Doctrine, a pivotal foreign policy that aimed to limit European intervention in the Americas. The Monroe Doctrine, declared in 1823, is a cornerstone of American diplomatic history, and its influence can still be seen in U.S. foreign policy today. So when we look at a coin bearing the likeness of such a monumental figure, we're not just looking at a piece of currency, we're holding a tangible reminder of a critical moment in American history. Now, let's talk about the design of the coin. The James Monroe $1 coin is gold-plated, which means the coin has a thin layer of gold on its surface. This makes it an appealing option for collectors and investors alike, as gold has long been considered a safe haven asset. However, the gold plating isn't the only feature that draws attention. On the obverse of the coin, we find a bust of James Monroe facing left, with the inscription James Monroe and 5th President surrounding it. Below the bust is the year of the coin's release, and in the background you can see a sense of movement, as though the portrait is meant to symbolize Monroe's active and forward-thinking presidency. The reverse of the coin is equally significant, featuring an eagle symbolizing strength and freedom, gripping an olive branch and arrows in its talons, a design inspired by the Great Seal of the United States. Surrounding the eagle is the inscription United States of America, along with $1 and the year the coin was minted. Though the James Monroe gold-plated $1 coin is beautiful in its design, it's also worth noting that this coin isn't a regular circulating coin. It was released as part of the U.S. Mint's Presidential Dollar Coin Program, a series that aimed to honor each of the U.S. presidents with a unique coin. The James Monroe coin was released in 2008 as part of this program, and its minting was limited. As a result, it's relatively rare and highly sought after by collectors. Despite its relatively modern release, the James Monroe $1 coin holds great appeal because of the historical significance it represents. But when we examine the coin in dirty, rusty condition, as is the case with some specimens that have been poorly stored or exposed to elements over time, it may seem like a less desirable piece to some. Yet, to collectors of historical artifacts, the coin's imperfections actually add a certain charm and authenticity to it. These imperfections tell the story of the coin's journey through time. Coins like this are seen by collectors not just as monetary objects, but as tangible connections to a specific era in history. The market value for the James Monroe $1 coin in this condition is quite remarkable. While it's true that coins in poor condition generally fetch lower prices, this particular gold-plated coin, with its historical context and limited mintage, still carries a value of $26,000 at auction, even in dirty or rusty condition. For collectors, these coins are more than just a commodity. They're pieces of history, and the condition doesn't always dictate the price tag. Collectors often find themselves drawn to coins like this because of their uniqueness and the nostalgia they evoke. The design of the James Monroe coin, combined with the historical legacy it represents, creates a high level of demand in the market. The rarity of coins from this particular series further elevates the value, as collectors try to complete their set of presidential coins. Those who own a James Monroe $1 coin are often reluctant to part with it, making it a sought-after piece for anyone looking to build a collection of U.S. presidential coins. In terms of market trends, prices for these gold-plated coins have been steadily increasing over the years. The gold plating, while not contributing to the overall metal value of the coin, still appeals to those who appreciate the aesthetic of gold. This appeal has driven demand, and with the growing interest in historical coins, it's likely that the value of the James Monroe gold-plated $1 coin will continue to rise, making it a sound investment for those who are looking to add something truly special to their collection. Now, moving on to our second coin, we have another iconic piece of U.S. coinage that has captivated collectors for years. The United States Silver Bicentennial Eisenhower $1 coin, minted in 1776 to 1976. This coin, issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, holds its own unique charm in the world of coin collecting. What makes this coin even more fascinating is that the one we're focusing on today is the version without a mint mark, specifically in very fine condition. The historical context of this coin is equally important as the first. The Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the United States independence. The coin features a unique design, with an obverse that includes a depiction of the Liberty Bell and the moon in the background, symbolizing both the nation's freedom and its recent triumphs in space. The reverse of the coin, designed by artist Dennis R. Williams, features a colonial drummer. The Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was struck in 40% silver, a composition that was commonly used during this period in U.S. coinage. Now, let's discuss the significance of the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark. While this coin was issued in relatively high numbers, the version without the mint mark is considered more desirable by collectors because it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not include a mint mark on coins from that facility. This feature makes the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark a rare and sought-after coin in the world of American numismatics. The coin's design is also symbolic of the era it represents, the ideals of freedom, independence, and the American spirit. In terms of market value, the Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark, especially in very fine condition, has also seen impressive appreciation over the years. While this coin might not fetch the astronomical values of rarer coins, it is still highly valued by collectors. Depending on the specific condition and demand, coins in this category have been known to sell for prices in the range of $100,000 to $200,000. Its value is driven by the historical significance of the bicentennial, the 40% silver content, and the rarity of the mint mark variety. The mintage of the Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was substantial, with more than 100 million coins being produced across various mint marks, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. However, the version without the mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, is considered to be the most prized variety due to its unique features and the historical weight it carries. The total mintage of the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar without a mint mark is estimated to be well over 50 million coins, but only a fraction of those remain in high grades, like the very fine condition we're focusing on today. The design features on this coin are undeniably striking. The reverse with the colonial drummer is a direct reference to the birth of the nation, while the Liberty Bell on the obverse speaks to the enduring symbol of American freedom. The moon in the background of the obverse is a nod to the recent space exploration achievements, marking a defining moment in American history that took place just a few years before the bicentennial celebrations. Collectors appreciate the thoughtfulness and symbolism behind these designs, which reflect a unique moment in time when the United States celebrated its past while looking towards the future. In terms of collector interest, the Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar continues to be a highly sought-after coin, particularly in its various era varieties and in higher-grade conditions. The 1776 to 1976 coin without a mint mark stands as a symbol of America's spirit and resilience, making it a key piece in many advanced collections. Auctions for these coins have consistently demonstrated a high demand, and their value is expected to continue appreciating as more collectors discover the historical significance and beauty of the coin. The next coin we're looking at is the most valuable United States gold-plated $1 Warren. G. Harding, the 29th President of the United States, served from 1921 until his death in 1923. In circulated condition marred by scandal and controversy, he still remains an important historical figure, largely due to his role in post-World War I America and his administration's policies during a pivotal time in U.S. history. Harding's legacy, in part, is shaped by his efforts to return the country to a sense of normalcy following the tumult of World War I and the economic boom that followed the war period. Despite the scandals that rocked his administration, such as the Teapot Dome scandal, Harding is remembered for his dedication to restoring the country's strength after the war, and this gold-plated coin serves as a testament to that era. The coin itself is part of the same presidential dollar series, issued by the U.S. Mint, and features a gold-plated finish that elevates its visual appeal. The obverse of the coin displays a finely detailed portrait of Warren G. Harding, taken from a photograph that was widely circulated during his presidency. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Statue of Liberty, which represents the values of freedom and democracy for which Harding, like all U.S. presidents, stood. The gold plating, like the Washington coin, serves as an enhancement, making the coin more attractive to collectors and helping it stand out from its counterparts in the series. The market value of the Warren G. Harding gold-plated $1 coin, particularly in circulated condition, is influenced by several factors, including the relative scarcity of the gold-plated versions, collector demand, and the coin's condition. While gold-plated coins are not necessarily rare, their limited production numbers, along with the fact that they are part of a collector's series, can make them valuable. Coins in circulated condition are often priced lower than those in higher grades, such as fine or uncirculated, but they still hold significant value, especially for collectors who are looking to complete their presidential dollar sets. In terms of mintage, the Warren G. Harding gold-plated $1 coin was part of the broader presidential dollar series, which was minted in large numbers. However, the gold-plated versions are far fewer in number, making them rarer than the standard circulating coins. This relative rarity, combined with the historical context of Harding's presidency and his place in American history, contributes to the coin's desirability among collectors. Collectors of U.S. coins, particularly those with an interest in the presidential dollar series, will find this coin particularly appealing because it features the likeness of an often overlooked figure in American history. While Harding's time in office was short and marked by significant controversy, the coin still represents an important period in U.S. political and economic history, making it a must-have for some collectors. As with the George Washington coin, error varieties can add to the value of the Warren G. Harding gold-plated $1 coin. These errors can include off-center strikes or imperfections in the gold plating, which in some cases could push the coin's value to much higher levels. As for auction prices, this coin's value can fluctuate based on demand, rarity, and condition. But in general, coins in circulated condition can still fetch a respectable price, especially when presented as part of a complete set. Collectors who are looking to add this piece to their collection will likely find that it's worth investing in, as the overall value of the coin can appreciate over time, particularly as more people become interested in the presidential dollar series and its history. Next up, let's explore the William Henry Harrison gold-plated $1 coin, a piece of history that has fascinated collectors for decades. This coin, featuring the 9th President of the United States, William Henry Harrison, is not just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of American heritage and political history. The coin is famous not only for its gold-plated finish, but also for its intriguing design, connection to one of the shortest presidential terms in U.S. history, and its skyrocketing auction market value. William Henry Harrison was the 9th President of the United States, serving for only 31 days, the shortest presidency in U.S. history. He died of pneumonia shortly after his inauguration, making his presidency a fleeting moment in the nation's history. Despite his brief time in office, Harrison's legacy has remained significant due to his military career and his role in the Battle of Tippecanoe, which earned him the moniker Old Tippecanoe. He was elected largely because of his military background, and the coin commemorates his brief yet impactful life. The C. Next up, the United States Silver Eisenhower. $1 coin minted in 1978 is a significant piece in U.S. coin history. This coin was part of a series that was originally struck to commemorate the life and legacy of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States. The 1978 version, in particular, is known for its silver content and its unique place in the modern era of coinage. Historically, the Eisenhower dollar was first issued in 1971, following the discontinuation of the peace dollar and the silver content removal from the regular half-dollar coinage. The coin was designed by Frank Gasparo, who crafted both the obverse and reverse designs. On the obverse, we see a profile of President Eisenhower, while the reverse features an eagle landing on the moon, an homage to the Apollo 11 moon landing, a historic event that occurred during Eisenhower's presidency. The 1978 Eisenhower dollar in silver was minted in response to growing demand for silver coins, but due to changes in coinage regulations, this coin became rarer compared to its earlier editions. It was produced in very limited quantities, especially when compared to the copper-nickel-clad versions that were more commonly circulated. This scarcity is one of the driving factors behind its immense value today. One of the primary reasons that collectors are paying exorbitant prices for the 1978 silver Eisenhower dollar is the coin's rarity. The 1978 mintage was relatively low compared to the other years of the series, and a large portion of the silver coins were melted down due to the high silver prices at the time. This led to a significant decrease in the number of these coins in circulation, and over the years, the remaining pieces have become highly sought after by collectors. The silver content of this coin is another reason for its high value. Weighing in at 24.59 grams with a diameter of 38.1 millimeters, the coin contains approximately 0.7734 troy ounces of silver. Given the value of silver in today's market, the intrinsic metal value alone is enough to make this coin valuable. However, it is the rarity and demand for this coin among collectors that drive up its price to astonishing figures. In perfect or near-perfect condition, this coin can fetch upwards of $300,000 in auction. The value is driven by its limited mintage, the demand from both history enthusiasts and coin collectors, and the intrinsic value of its silver content. Collectors also highly value the Silver Eisenhower dollar from 1978 due to its design features. The reverse of the coin features an eagle perched on a branch, with the moon in the background. The moon landing, which was such a defining event in American history, makes this coin an important part of the country's commemorative coinage history. The design itself is a perfect representation of the optimism and ambition of the post-Apollo space age. Additionally, the high-relief design adds a unique touch to the coin's visual appeal, making it one of the more desirable coins of its kind. In terms of errors and unusual features, the 1978 Eisenhower silver dollar is also notable for the occasional presence of various die errors. These can range from doubled dies to misaligned strikes, and errors like these add another layer of intrigue for collectors. It's these rare occurrences that can turn an already valuable coin into a one-of-a-kind collector's piece worth an even higher value. Next up, the George Washington. Gold-plated $1 coin is a piece that truly encapsulates both the history and majesty of America's first president. Struck as part of the Presidential Dollar series by the U.S. Mint, this particular gold-plated version carries a distinctive layer of gold that gives it a striking appearance, which enhances its aesthetic appeal and collector value. This coin is not just a tribute to George Washington, it's also an example of the U.S. Mint's creative ability to bring history alive in the form of currency. In terms of historical context, George Washington, as the first president of the United States, remains one of the most revered figures in American history. Serving from 1789 to 1797, Washington's leadership through the Revolutionary War and his role in founding the fledgling U.S. government set a precedent that would shape the nation for centuries to come. Washington's legacy as father of his country is cemented in countless tributes, monuments, and commemorative coins, making any coin bearing his likeness highly desirable. The George Washington gold-plated $1 coin features the official portrait of Washington that was designed by the famous engraver Gilbert Stuart. The obverse of the coin depicts a detailed, lifelike profile of Washington, while the reverse features a modern rendition of the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom and democracy. What makes this coin unique is the gold plating, which gives it a lustrous finish and makes it stand out from other coins in the Presidential Dollar series. The market for this particular coin has surged in recent years. Originally struck in 2007, the George Washington gold-plated $1 coin holds significant collector value, especially in fine condition. Coins in this condition are well preserved and show minimal signs of wear, which makes them particularly appealing to collectors looking to invest in high-quality, historically rich coins. The rarity of the coin, combined with its gold-plated finish, adds to its market value, with auction prices fluctuating based on factors like condition, packaging, and whether it has been graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. In terms of mintage, this coin was part of a larger series of gold-plated $1 coins issued by the U.S. Mint. However, the specific mintage numbers of the gold-plated versions are relatively limited, making them more scarce compared to the standard versions. Because of the coin's association with George Washington, it continues to generate significant interest in the auction market, with some coins fetching prices well beyond their original face value, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars, depending on the specific conditions and the demand at any given time. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the specific design features. On the obverse, as previously mentioned, you'll find the portrait of George Washington, which was based on Gilbert Stuart's painting. This was a design that Washington himself approved, making it one of the most iconic presidential images in the history of coinage. The reverse side of the coin features a more contemporary image of the Statue of Liberty, which has been a recurring motif in U.S. coinage, symbolizing the country's ideals of liberty, freedom, and the enduring spirit of democracy. The gold plating on this coin is not merely decorative. It elevates the entire design, adding a rich golden glow that catches the light and showcases the intricacies of both the portrait and the statue. The weight and quality of the gold-plated finish also give it a premium feel, appealing to both numismatists and collectors who appreciate craftsmanship. Another key factor contributing to the coin's collector interest is its potential for error varieties. While most George Washington gold-plated $1 coins were struck with precision, like any coin in large quantities, there were occasional errors during the minting process. Some collectors search specifically for coins with misprints or unusual characteristics, like off-center strikes, double dies, or defects in the gold plating. These error coins can significantly increase the value of a piece, especially if it is a rare or unusual mistake that hasn't been widely found. Because of the minting process involved in gold plating, such errors can be more easily spotted, making them prized possessions for coin enthusiasts. Overall, the George Washington gold-plated $1 coin is not just a piece of history. It's a highly sought-after collectible that combines historical significance, aesthetic beauty, and strong investment potential. For collectors and investors alike, owning this coin represents more than just having a piece of currency. It's about holding a tangible connection to one of the most important figures in American history. Next up, the 1972 gold-plated Eisenhower dollar, unlike its silver counterpart, was not officially issued by the U.S. Mint. This coin was a special issue, created in limited quantities for commemorative purposes. These gold-plated coins were often struck for special events, and while they were not part of regular circulation, they became highly coveted among collectors due to their unique nature and the stunning appearance of the gold plating. The gold-plated version of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar was released in 1972 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Though these coins were not minted in any significant quantity, they were produced as a special release and were sold in limited batches to the public. Unlike the typical Eisenhower dollar, which was struck in a copper-nickel composition, these coins were given a layer of gold plating, giving them an eye-catching golden hue that made them stand out. This unique coloration makes the coin even more desirable among collectors looking for rare and unusual pieces. Although the gold-plated coins were not part of official coinage circulation, their rarity and distinctive appearance make them highly collectible today. Due to the limited number of these coins in existence, they are extremely hard to come by, and the demand for them has only grown over the years. The 1972 gold-plated Eisenhower dollar is often considered a rare variant of the more common copper-nickel coin, and its uniqueness is a major reason it commands such a high price in the market. The most surprising aspect of the 1972 gold-plated Eisenhower dollar is that it is often found in dirty condition, which may sound counterintuitive given its gold-plated finish. The reason for this is that many of these coins were stored poorly over the years, leading to tarnishing and scratches. While the gold plating on these coins may have been a point of pride initially, the poor preservation and the natural degradation of the gold plating over time have left many coins in less than pristine condition. However, despite their tarnished appearance, the rarity of these coins continues to make them highly sought after. In the current auction market, a 1972 gold-plated Eisenhower dollar in a less than perfect, dirty condition can still fetch anywhere from $300,000 to $350,000, depending on the specific circumstances of the coin and its historical significance. This market value reflects the coin's rarity, its association with a significant historical event, and the continued collector demand for such unique pieces. As collectors become more focused on acquiring rare variations, coins like this gold-plated version from 1972 have skyrocketed in value, despite their dirty condition. The interest in error coins also plays a significant role in the rising value of the 1972 gold-plated Eisenhower dollar. Some of these coins were struck with misalignments, off-center designs, or even additional gold plating layers, making them even rarer and more valuable. Such imperfections add an extra layer of desirability for collectors who specialize in error coins, often pushing prices even higher. For example, a gold-plated Eisenhower dollar with an off-center strike or additional gold plating could easily fetch up to $400,000 or more, depending on the severity of the error. Next up, let's explore the William Henry Harrison gold-plated $1 coin, a piece of history that has fascinated collectors for decades. This coin, featuring the ninth President of the United States, William Henry Harrison, is not just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of American heritage and political history. The coin is famous not only for its gold-plated finish, but also for its intriguing design, connection to one of the shortest presidential terms in U.S. history, and its skyrocketing auction market value. William Henry Harrison was the ninth President of the United States, serving for only 31 days, the shortest presidency in U.S. history. He died of pneumonia shortly after his inauguration, making his presidency a fleeting moment in the nation's history. Despite his brief time in office, Harrison's legacy has remained significant due to his military career and his role in the Battle of Tippecanoe, which earned him the moniker Old Tippecanoe. He was elected largely because of his military background, and the coin commemorates his brief yet impactful life. The coin was issued as a way to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth in 1841. While it was primarily produced as a collectible item, it holds an interesting place in numismatic history due to its short-lived circulation and unique design. It is important to note that the coin is not a regular U.S. mint-issued currency. Instead, it is a commemorative piece that was designed to celebrate Harrison's centennial, specifically produced in gold-plated form to give it a distinctive shine and appeal. It is often categorized as a medal rather than a coin. The William Henry Harrison gold-plated $1 coin is visually striking, with its high relief and intricate details. On the obverse side, it showcases a finely etched portrait of Harrison himself, dressed in the attire of the era, his expression serious yet dignified, reflecting the gravitas of his short-lived presidency. His signature top hat and facial features are carefully etched to capture his likeness, which is synonymous with his image during his military and presidential campaigns. On the reverse side, the coin carries a detailed engraving of the U.S. Capitol building, representing the nation that Harrison briefly led. The Capitol, as a symbol of American democracy, is a fitting backdrop for a coin celebrating the life of a president, albeit a very brief one. Surrounding the Capitol is the inscription of William Henry Harrison, ninth President of the United States, alongside a bold representation of the 1841 year of his presidency. When it comes to rarity and mintage, this coin has intrigued collectors for decades. The exact number of coins produced in the series is somewhat unclear, but estimates suggest that fewer than 500,000 of these coins were minted, which adds to their desirability. The fact that it was only produced for a limited time and primarily as a commemorative piece rather than circulating currency makes it a rare find in good or fine condition. What truly drives its value in today's auction market is its dual appeal, both as a collectible artifact of American history and as a gold-plated token that carries a unique aesthetic. Unlike standard silver or copper coins, this piece's gold-plated finish has remained a key feature in preserving its appeal and rarity. The coin's pristine condition, scarcity, and historical ties to the presidency of William Henry Harrison have combined to elevate its value. In today's market, collectors are actively bidding for coins of this caliber, and prices have climbed steadily over the past few decades. Depending on the condition, this coin can fetch anywhere from $150,000 to $300,000 in auction. Coins that remain in uncirculated condition, or even in fine circulated state with minimal wear, are especially sought after by collectors who appreciate their historical context. Interestingly, error versions of this coin, particularly those with slight misprints or uneven gold plating, have garnered even more attention. Such coins can fetch higher than the average value due to their rarity. Collectors often seek out these rare mistakes, adding another layer of interest to the market. For example, coins with slightly off-center engravings or uneven distribution of the gold plating have been known to fetch upwards of $350,000 or more. These subtle errors are the kind of features that numismatists love to identify and preserve. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these unique versions, you may just be holding a coin that could skyrocket in value in the future. Next up, the United States Silver Morgan $1 coin, minted between 1878 and 1904, is one of the most iconic coins in American numismatics. Among the many variations of this coin, the 1887 large date with an S mint mark holds a special place due to its historical significance, unique design features, and high collector interest. The Morgan dollar was designed by George T. Morgan, an English engraver who became the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The coin's design, featuring a profile of Lady Liberty on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, quickly became one of the most recognized and beloved designs in American coinage history. The 1887 Morgan dollar with the large date and the S mint mark, which refers to the minting facility in San Francisco, is a particularly sought-after variety among collectors. The large date designation refers to the size of the numbers on the coin's date, which differs from the small date variety. While both varieties were minted in the same year, the large date variety is considered rarer, especially in high-quality condition. The S mint mark is of particular importance because the San Francisco Mint, known for its high-quality strikes, produced a relatively lower number of these coins compared to other minting locations. The Morgan dollar was originally minted as a silver coin to replace the silver coins that had previously circulated in the U.S. currency system. The coin was struck during a time when silver was abundant in the U.S. and was seen as an essential part of the American monetary system. The 1887 Morgan dollar, in particular, was minted in large quantities, with over 20 million coins produced that year. However, it is important to note that not all of these coins were preserved in excellent condition. Many were circulated, used, and eventually melted down as silver became a more valuable commodity. The number of surviving high-quality examples from this year is therefore far smaller than the mintage figure would suggest, contributing to the coin's higher value in the modern market. In terms of design, the obverse features a profile portrait of Lady Liberty, surrounded by stars, and the inscription E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many one. The reverse side features an eagle with outstretched wings, grasping an olive branch in one talon and arrows in the other, symbolizing peace and strength. The eagle's wings spread across the entire coin, symbolizing the United States' power and national unity. The coin's edge is reeded, a design feature that was used to prevent the practice of clipping or shaving off small portions of the coin's silver content. The Morgan dollar is highly sought after by collectors for several reasons. One of the primary factors driving its high value is its historical context. The coin was struck during a period of great economic and political upheaval in the United States. The late 19th century saw the U.S. government struggling with issues of monetary policy, and the debate over whether to base the country's currency on gold or silver was a major point of contention. The Morgan dollar was part of a compromise solution that allowed silver to remain an integral part of the nation's money supply, even as the U.S. was transitioning towards a gold-backed currency. In terms of market value, the 1887 Morgan dollar with the large date and S mint mark in fine condition is considered a high-value coin. While the exact value can vary depending on factors such as the coin's specific condition and any unique characteristics it may have, it is not uncommon for such coins to fetch auction prices in the range of $50,000 to $75,000 in fine condition. However, the most valuable specimens of this coin, particularly those in higher grades, can command much higher prices. Coins in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can sell for upwards of $200,000 or more, depending on the market and demand at the time of auction. For rare, well-preserved specimens with high collector interest, the price could even exceed $300,000. Collector interest in the Morgan dollar is also fueled by its connection to several interesting errors and varieties. Among these is the 1887 large date with the S mint mark, which, due to its relative rarity and higher collector demand, has become a prized piece for those looking to complete a Morgan dollar collection. The error variety for this coin is the die crack, which can sometimes be found along the coin's design, especially near the date or mint mark area. These small imperfections, while not necessarily reducing the value, can add to the uniqueness and interest of the coin. In conclusion, the 1887 Morgan $1 coin with the large date and S mint mark in fine condition is a rare and highly valuable piece of American numismatic history. The historical context, unique design features, and collector interest contribute to its high market value, which can exceed $300,000 for top-tier examples. The rarity of high-quality specimens, combined with the coin's status as one of the most iconic American coins, makes it a favorite among collectors and investors alike. Next up, James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States, served from 1857 to 1861, right before the onset of the Civil War. Born in 1791, Buchanan was a lawyer, diplomat, and politician who entered the presidency during a time of great division within the country. His presidency is often criticized for his failure to address the growing tensions over slavery, which ultimately led to the secession of Southern states and the Civil War. Despite his controversial legacy, Buchanan was a significant figure in American history, and his likeness on this gold-plated coin carries with it historical significance. The James Buchanan $1 coin was issued in 2009 as part of the U.S. Mint's Presidential Dollar Coin Program, just like the James Monroe coin. It features a gold-plated finish, making it both visually striking and highly collectible. On the obverse, you'll find a portrait of President Buchanan facing left. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription James Buchanan and 15th President with the year of minting beneath. As with other coins in the series, the design is clean, modern, and beautifully executed. On the reverse of the Buchanan coin, the design mirrors that of the Monroe coin, with an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows. The inscription reads, United States of America, along with $1 and the year of release. This reverse design is part of the Presidential Dollar Coin Program's uniformity, with all coins in the series featuring the same eagle design. While the coin's design is compelling, it's important to note that, like the Monroe coin, this Buchanan coin is not a circulating coin. It was released as part of a limited edition series to commemorate each president in U.S. history. Therefore, its mintage is limited, which increases its rarity and appeal to collectors. However, the James Buchanan coin has a unique issue that makes it particularly interesting to numismatists and collectors alike: the presence of lamination damage and its overall condition. Lamination damage refers to a flaw in the coin's surface, where a layer of the coin's metal has separated or peeled away. This can occur during the minting process, usually due to inconsistencies in the material used or in the minting pressure. Lamination errors are highly coveted by collectors because they represent a rare mistake in the production of the coin. They add an element of imperfection that makes the coin even more unique. In the case of the Buchanan coin, the lamination damage, combined with its overall dirty condition, can increase its desirability among collectors who appreciate errors and are willing to pay a premium for them. While the James Buchanan gold-plated $1 coin in lamination damage and dirty condition might not be the most aesthetically pleasing coin to some, its market value is still impressive. Coins with errors tend to command higher prices, and the rarity of this coin in such a condition makes it an attractive piece for anyone looking to complete a collection of presidential coins. At auction, a James Buchanan $1 coin in such condition can fetch anywhere $50,000, depending on the severity of the lamination damage and the overall appeal of the coin. Collectors are drawn to coins like this because of the story they tell. Each coin in this series represents a chapter of U.S. history, and when paired with errors or imperfections, the coin takes on an even greater narrative value. While James Buchanan may not have been the most popular president, his likeness on a coin, particularly one with such a rare flaw, becomes a fascinating piece of U.S. history. These kinds of coins are prized not just for their rarity, but also for the curiosity they invoke in those who seek to understand the intricate details of coin production. As with the James Monroe coin, the gold plating on the Buchanan coin adds another layer of value. The gold finish appeals to those who appreciate the metal's luster and its association with wealth and prestige. Though gold plating does not add intrinsic value to the coin's metal content, it does enhance its visual appeal and makes it a more desirable item for collectors and investors. As such, the value of the Buchanan coin has risen steadily over the years, particularly as interest in U.S. presidential coins continues to grow. Next, let's shift our focus to another gold-plated $1 coin, this time featuring John Quincy Adams, the sixth President of the United States. This coin, which commemorates his legacy, provides not only a deep dive into American history, but also an exploration into how presidential memorabilia has evolved over the centuries. Much like the Harrison coin, this one holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its unique features and the political significance of the man it represents. John Quincy Adams was the son of John Adams, the second President of the United States, and he himself served as the sixth president from 1825 to 1829. His presidency was marked by political intrigue, diplomatic achievements, and a focus on infrastructure development. Adams was a man of intellect, known for his strong beliefs in national unity, education, and the importance of economic development. However, his presidency was marred by political conflicts, including the so-called corrupt bargain during the election of 1824, which left a sour note on his administration. Despite his complicated political career, Adams' legacy is remembered for his post-presidential achievements, especially his service in the House of Representatives, where he became a vocal advocate against slavery. His contributions to American diplomacy, particularly his role in negotiating the Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812, remain vital aspects of his legacy. His life and work have made him a prominent figure in U.S. history, and his commemorative coin is an artifact that brings his story to the modern world. The John Quincy Adams gold-plated $1 coin was issued to mark the anniversary of his birth and to celebrate the contributions he made to American politics. Like the Harrison coin, it was not a traditional circulating coin but rather a commemorative issue designed for collectors. It features intricate design details that highlight Adams' persona and the achievements of his presidency. The design of the John Quincy Adams coin is a true reflection of his legacy. On the obverse side, you'll find a finely crafted portrait of Adams, featuring him with a serious yet thoughtful expression. The portrait captures Adams's dignified nature and intellectual demeanor, with his clothing and hair styled to reflect the early 19th century. The artist has gone to great lengths to ensure that this portrait embodies the refined image of Adams that was well known during his political career. On the reverse side, you'll find an engraving of the U.S. Capitol, a symbol of the nation's democratic foundations, flanked by inscriptions detailing Adams' role as the sixth president. The surrounding text states, "John Quincy Adams, sixth President of the United States," reinforcing the importance of his office and the time in which he served. Like the Harrison coin, this coin was gold-plated to give it a distinctive finish that differentiates it from other commemorative pieces. The gold plating not only enhances its visual appeal but also contributes to its long-lasting preservation, helping collectors maintain its integrity over time. Similar to the William Henry Harrison coin, the John Quincy Adams gold-plated $1 coin was issued in limited numbers, making it an attractive item for collectors. Estimates suggest that only around 300,000 to 500,000 coins were produced, which contributes to its rarity. This limited mintage is one of the key factors that drives its auction market value today. In terms of collector interest, the coin's appeal lies in its historical connection to a president who played a key role in American diplomacy and government. Despite his contentious presidency, Adams is remembered as a significant figure in U.S. history, and the coin offers collectors a tangible link to that history. The fact that it is a commemorative piece with a high-quality gold-plated finish only adds to its desirability. In today's auction market, the John Quincy Adams gold-plated $1 coin is valued at approximately $200,000 to $250,000, depending on its condition. Coins that remain in pristine or near-perfect condition can command even higher prices, especially when presented in well-preserved packaging or with certificates of authenticity. As with many commemorative coins, error versions of the John Quincy Adams coin have surfaced over time. Misprints, uneven gold plating, and slight engraving discrepancies have been found in a select few, increasing their rarity and appeal. These error coins can sometimes fetch up to $300,000 or more, depending on the severity of the mistake and the market interest at the time. Collectors often seek out these errors as they provide a unique twist on an already rare item. The value of these error coins tends to increase as their rarity becomes more apparent in the market. The John Quincy Adams gold-plated $1 coin is another shining example of the intersection between American history and numismati.